Let's talk about polynomials. So a polynomial has this form, and I'm not going to read that whole thing, but I'll explain what each of these mean. So n is a whole number. So what you notice, right, is that here, for all of these, they're just powers, okay? And also, n must be a whole number, okay? It cannot be like a fraction or a third. And the a's, right? So here we have an minus 1. Those are just the coefficients of each term, all right? So an is the coefficient of the first term, and a0 is a special one. A0 is just the constant term, okay? And so that just means that the last one should just be a number. And so anxn is the leading term. So the one in front of it is the leading term. Also, polynomials are named by the highest power of x, okay? This is otherwise known as the degree of the polynomial. And so for 5x cubed plus 2x squared plus 4x plus 7, that degree is the highest power, which in this case is 3. Okay? And so polynomials usually use function notation, p of x, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So because this thing right here, 5x cubed plus 2x squared plus 4x plus 7, is a polynomial, I can just write it like this, okay? Px equals to 5x cubed plus 2x squared plus 4x plus 7. And that's like the same thing as saying y is equal to that polynomial. Sorry, I just need to correct something. N is not just a whole number, it's also a positive whole number, okay? So it can be either, let's say 0, 1, 100, etc. All right, so here we have a question where it asks us to determine if the following expressions are polynomials and determine its degree if it is a polynomial. So looking at this, right, we just need to check if it satisfies the first one. Okay, it's just mainly the first one. So you need to check if all the powers are positive numbers. And in this case, they are, right? Because here this has a power of 2, this has a power of 0, and this has a power of 4. So yes, it is a polynomial. And the degree is the highest power. So the highest power here is 4. Okay. Let's look at this one, 2x squared minus square root x plus 2 over x. Now, what you should do, right, you should write this in terms of its powers. So like what I mean by that is this is 2x squared, this is x half, and this is plus 2x minus 1. Okay. Now, what you notice, right, is that these powers look a bit different, okay? Now, this is not a polynomial because n has to be a positive number, okay? So these powers must be positive whole numbers, and this one is not a whole number, and this one is negative, and so therefore, no. So here we're asked if px equals to x cubed minus 2x squared minus x plus 1, find p of 2. And that's very simple, okay? So p of 2, right? That just means you want to sub 2 into all the x values. So that's just going to be equal to 2 cubed minus 2 times 2 squared minus 2 plus 1. And then you just type this in the calculator. And you should get minus 1. And that's it for polynomials.